Okay, welcome back to Foeonthefights. This is going to be my picks video, predictions video of UFC Fight Night. Ortega versus Rodriguez. Okay, I just did this whole thing with the new software called ClipChamp, where I did the screen record so you guys could follow the roster with me as I make my picks. And what do you know, it didn't work. So, I have no idea how to do it, so just hopefully it'll get better in the future because I just got the new laptop, but I have no knowledge on how to work all those apps and edits and shit. So bear with me. I'm gonna try to learn slowly but surely. But anyways, let's get right into fight number one. We got Jessica Penne versus Emily Ducote. Okay, Jessica Penne, she's coming off of 2 wins. She's 39 years old. She's got her last win was over Karolina Kowalkiewicz, who hasn't been looking that so good until her last fight where she beat some chick. She looked great. I love Karolina. And she's coming off 2 wins, Karolina and Lupita Godinez. And she's been in the UFC for quite a while here. And then she's a veteran for sure, 39. Then you've got Emily Ducote Gordinha. She's 28 years old, 11-6, coming off of 3 straight wins, all in Invicta though. This is her debut for the UFC. But you know what? I think the youth is going to get the job done, even though the experience is way in the favor of Jessica Penne. She's the favorite at 74% picked. I'm going to pick the brand new UFC inter fighter, Emily Ducote, at 26%. And you know she's new because she doesn't even have a image yet. So you know she's new. Moving on to fight number 2, we have Dwight Grant, the body snatcher, versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Dwight is 37. Damn, Dwight's getting up there in age. Dwight's 49%. Dustin is 51. So this is pretty even match on the percentages on ESPN here. Dwight's 11-5. Dustin's 13-4. So similar records. And Dwight's coming off 2 losses to Sergey Kondosko and Francisco Trinaldo. And let's see, Dustin Stoltzfus is coming off 3 losses. Gerald Meerschaert, Rodolfo Vieira, and Kyle Dawkins, which are all middleweights. But this fight is going to be held at 170, so that tells me Dustin is dropping down a weight class. Should be interesting. Both guys in similar positions here. Both coming off of 2 losses for Dwight, 3 for Dustin, so this fight has a lot of career implications for these gentlemen. And I think I'm going to go with Dwight, though. I'm not super familiar with Dustin Stoltzfus, but I've seen Dwight fight a lot, and the guy's good. He's got a good body for it. He's got the most corny haircut in the UFC, but I think he's built well. I think he's got a good camp, so if he can just get his mind right, and I think he could get this win. So yeah, we're going to go with Dwight Grant in that one. And then moving on, next fight we have Dustin Jacoby versus Da Un Jung. And this one is at light heavyweight. And let's see, Dustin is 17-5. Coming off, 1, 2, 3, a draw, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins with 1 draw mixed in. So that's a pretty impressive record. His last 3 wins came on Michael Oleksiejczuk, John Allen, and Darren Stewart. Darren Stewart, that's a good win. Darren's a beast, man. Darren's such a beast, but I think he got released from the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, which is super unfortunate, because I was a big fan of Darren Stewart. And then the draw, that was against Ion Ion Cutelaba, the Hulk. So yeah, the Hanyak, Dustin Jacoby, is a great fighter. Sorry about that. Sure, dog. Then we have Da Un Jung, 15-2. He's a little bit newer. Actually, no, he's not. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights in the UFC. And this is super impressive, guys. This guy's coming off of a win over Kennedy and Nzechukwu and William Knight. Nzechukwu looked great in the last card, but William Knight is a fucking absolute monster. Buffest guy in the division, hands down. He had a draw with Sam Alvey, though, so that tells me he might have trouble with bigger guys. And Dustin Jacoby, I think, is a lot bigger for the weight class. Let's see. But Da Un Jung, he's 6'3". Let's see. Justin Jacoby's 6'4", so not that much bigger, but it should be an interesting one. It was super hard for me to pick this one. I kept going back and forth. But ultimately, I think I'm going to go with the Hanyak, Dustin Jacoby. And then next we have Bill Algeo, Senor Perfecto versus Herbert Burns, the brother of the great and loved by all Gilbert Burns, who had that incredible fight with Khamzat Chimaev. And Algeo is 15-6, coming off a win over Joe Anderson Brito, who I'm not familiar with. Then he had a loss to Ricardo Ramos. Not the bad loss, because Ricardo's a beast. Then he had a win over Spike Carlisle, the crazy, insane Christian man who is now in Bellator, I think. And then Herbert Burns, he's coming off that loss to Daniel Pineda, where he was crucifixed and elbowed to high heaven. That was a crazy fight. But he's got some pretty decent wins before that. Evan Dunham, Nate Landwehr, Derek Minner. Pretty good names. So this should be a good one. Close matched fight. But I'm going to go with the Brazilian because I'm a huge fan of Gilbert. And I think his little bro's going to come in here trying to get a win back after that loss. And you'll notice in this, I go with my heart sometimes on these picks. But a lot of times I'm going to go with my gut and pick the guys who I don't want to win just because I think they will win. Similarly, coming up here, we got Ricky Simon versus Jack Shore. Actually, not similarly. This one's damn near given on the predictions or the percentages. We got Jack Shore at 82%. Ricky Simon is at 18%. Jack Shore is undefeated, 16-0. And Ricky Simon is 19-3. Ricky's been looking super good though lately. So yeah, he's got his last win was over Sunsao. Then he had a win over Kelleher, a veteran. And he had a win over Gaetano Perello. Not too familiar with him. Then he had a win over Ray Borg. Ray Borg's really good, but I think he's with Bellator now. Or PFL, something like that. No, I think Bellator. Then he lost to Rob Font back in 2019 and Uriah Faber. Y'all remember that one in 2019. But then he has a win over Merab Dvalishvili. Wow, that's very impressive. This must have been at featherweight because now Merab is at 135, I think. And you got a win over Montel Jackson. And the rest are kind of not notable. But yeah, this is going to be a great fight. Fucking fantastic fight. Jack Shore, he's got wins over Timur Valiev, Ludwig Schonelin, which is a good fighter. But yeah, mostly decisions here. His last 3 wins came unanimous decision. He had a split decision against Hunter Azar. Then he got a submission over Aaron Phillips. Nohelian Hernandez, a submission, both rear naked chokes. And those were the end of his UFC fight. So he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight winning streak in the UFC. The guy is undefeated at 16-0. He's a heavy favorite here on ESPN Plus at 82%, like I said. But guys, I think people are sleeping on Ricky Simon. This guy's got momentum. Maybe not as much as Jack Shore, but he's shown to have a great MMA game. I mean, he strikes, he's aggressive on the feet, and he can also grapple and take it to the ground if he needs to. And I think he's going to take that O from Jack Shore. So I'm going to go with Ricky Simon in that one. Okay? And next we have Punale Storytime Soriano against Dasha Lungiambula. Now, both these guys are coming off losses. Soriano lost to Nick Maximov, Nate Diaz's boy, in his last fight. And he has a loss to Brendan Allen. But he did get a win over Dusko Todorovic, which is pretty impressive. And then we have Dalsha, who's also coming off of 2 losses against Cody Brundage and Marc-Andre Barrio, which are kind of lower named guys right now. So this is a pretty even match though. But Punale is 80% picked, the favorite, 8-2 record against Dalsha Lungiambula, who has a little more experience at 11-4. Only 20% picked Dalsha. This should be a good one. Dalsha is a tank of muscle. Man, this one's hard to pick. It would be easy to go with Punale since he's the favorite. But they're both coming off losses, so they're both going to be super hungry for this one. And man, I just don't know. But if Dalsha lost to Cody Brundage and Cody Brundage is looking really good, but Marc-Andre Barrio, he's kind of a grinder Canadian fighter who's not very spectacular. Punale has got huge legs. Dude's, I don't know, man. This one's hard for me. But you know what? I think I'm going to go with, God, I really don't know. I wish I could just skip this one for real. It's so hard to pick because their stats are so similar, both coming off of losses. But to be fair, Brendan Allen and Nick Maximov are losses to Punale versus Cody Brundage and Marc-Andre Barrio. So I think the competition for Punale has been a little bit higher. Good God, I can't pick this one. I want to skip it. I swear I want to skip it. I'm so close to picking Dalsha, man. Just because that power, he can land one, but Punale is no joke either. He's a powerful dude. I'm just going to go with the favorite, man. I was going to pick Dalsha, but I'm just going to pick Punale. I'm just going to do it. I'm sorry. I picked Punale. Then we have Misha T. Cupcake Tate versus Lauren Murphy. This one is, I'm surprised it's not a bigger differential because Misha's 82% and Lauren Murphy's 18%. I think it's almost a given for Misha Tate though. Lauren Murphy's a grinder. She's a dog in there, so I think she's going to give her a handful, but I think Misha's experience and ground game and just overall well-roundedness is going to get her the win. Plus, she seems hungry as ever. She's super fit right now. Misha's hot, too. It's not important, but she's hot. And I saw her sex video. I think it was real. And, yeah, she's pretty smoking. But, they're banging to some, like, cheesy-ass music. Anyway, Misha Tate 19-8, man. Lauren Murphy 15-5. Misha's coming off a loss to Ketlin Vieira, which is a tough fight, but she's got that win over Marion Renault with her first fight back since 2016. That was in 21. Ketlin Vieira is also in 21. And then Lauren Murphy, who is just lucky. Lauren Murphy, she hasn't been so lucky. I mean, she has, actually. She's had a fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight win streak. Impressive wins over Roxanne Modafferi, Andrea Lee. Yeah, so, she gets it. She knows how to get it done. But she should not have been in there with Valentina. She got absolutely destroyed. TKO 4th round. elbows and punches. I'm surprised she lasted 4 rounds, to be honest. That shows her toughness. Lauren Murphy is a tough chick. So this might be more interesting than I'm letting on, but I'm going with Cupcake Tate. I think she's hungry for that title shot. She's dropping down into 125. She's always fought at 135, so she should have a good size advantage, probably, on paper. So yeah, super interesting, that one. And then next we have Shane Burgos. Hurricane Shane Burgos versus Charles Air Jourdain. This one's super hard for me to pick because in my heart I want to see Shane win. I'm a big fan of him. I'm not really a huge fan of Charles Jourdain. I like his style, but I just like the fight style Shane brings. He's super aggressive. This is a really good matchup. Both guys have similar records. Shane is 14-3. Charles Jourdain's 13-4-1. Shane's coming off that decision win, Billy Quarantillo, who's very good as well. Then he had that crazy loss to Edson Barbosa before that, where he got hit and kind of like went out of it delayed. Like the shots hit his brain like a couple seconds after, and he just kind of fell down. Then before that, he lost to Josh Emmett. But before that, he had 3 straight wins over Marquand Amirkhani, Cub Swanson, and Kurt Hobo. So yeah, Shane Burgos has definitely fought better competition to this point. But Charles Jourdain, he's a little younger, and he beat Lando Venata in his last fight. And I just remember thinking it was either that fight or the one against Andre Ewell, where he won by decision. I remember thinking, man, this guy's good. I wanted Lando to win because I'm a fan of groovy Lando Venata, but he just looked like levels above him. So yeah, this is a big step up for Jourdain. He also has some losses that are like make me think that he doesn't stand a chance against Shane. He lost to Julian Erosa. He had a draw with Josh Kulabau, which is impressive. But he lost to Andre Feely, that was back in 2020. Yeah, this is kind of recent. Got a win over Doo-Ho Choi. That's impressive. Lost to Desmond Green, which is kind of not that big of a name. But yeah, this is going to be a difficult one to pick for me because I really want Shane to win. He's the 80% favorite. But I think Charles Jourdain I think he's hitting a stride, man. Not that Shane isn't, but I think that Charles Jourdain, I think he's gonna outclass him. I don't know. I got this feeling that he's got the momentum, he's got a little bit more youth. Hasn't fought the competition Shane has. But yeah, this is gonna be a great fight. This is similar to the Punale Dalsha one where I just want to skip it because picking Charles I'm not confident in this pick. I want Shane to win, so I really want to pick Shane, but something's telling me to go with the underdog here in Charles Jourdain, so I'm picking Jourdain. And next we have Matt Schnell versus Suma Derji. I'm not very familiar with either of these guys. Matt Danger Schnell coming off a loss to Brennan Royval, who's very good. No contest to Rogerio Bontorin. Win over Tyson Nam. A loss to Alexander Pantoja. Win over Jordan Espinoza, Luis Smoka, Marco Beltran, Naoki Inoue. So, lost to Rob Font, Hector Sandoval. That's back in 2017, though. I'm going way back here. So, yeah, Matt Schnell's got, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about this one. He's at 22% picked, though, 15-6, and Suma Darje is 16-4 at 78% picked. And Suma Darje hasn't fought nearly the competition Matt Schnell has. His wins are over Zamuk Adashev, Suma Darje, Zaruk Adishev, Malcolm Gordon, and Andre Sukamanath. And then he had a loss to Louis Smoka. Oof. I'm surprised that he's a big favorite. Because on paper, it would seem Matt Schnell has the advantage here. But I don't know. Matt Danger Schnell versus Sumadarje, the Tibetan Eagle. He's a 78%. Matt's at 22. Good God, this is a hard one. They're all hard. These are all great matchups on this card. I'm not confident, so I wouldn't recommend to bet on this one. I'm still trying to get 100% one time. My best record, I think, was like 11-2. So yeah, I'm not confident. But I'm going to go with the Tibetan Eagle. Just because he's coming out of China. China's looked good. But they do seem to be inexperienced other than Zhang Wei Li. A lot of guys have been losing lately. So I don't know. I don't want to stay on this one too long. I just want to skip it, to be honest. I wish I could just skip it. But I got to make my picks. So, you know what? I'm going to go with Matt Schnell, the American. Just because he's fought better competition. And yeah, I'm going with Matt Schnell. But next we have Li Jingliang, the Leech, because he's out for blood. He comes for blood every time. It might be to his downfall because he's just so goddamn aggressive. And then we got him against Muslim Salikov, the Kung Fu Master. He's coming off a canceled bout to Michel Pereira. That would have been very interesting. Both guys have similar striking styles. But I think Muslim has, he's got that Russian grappling background, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not super familiar, but he beat Francisco Trinaldo. A lot of cancels here. Canceled Santiago Ponzinibbio, canceled Claudio Silva, canceled Nico Price, canceled Abdul Razak Al Hassan. So many cancels on this guy's card. I mean, I don't know whose fault they were, but to my gut, a lot of guys don't want to fight this dude because he's dangerous. And he's got wins over Ricky Rainey, Noureddin Taleb, Laureano Staropoli, Elizu Zaleski. All guys I'm not really sure I've heard much about. And Li Jingliang, he's coming off that loss to Hamzat Shemaev. But he got a win over Santiago Ponzinibbio. That's very impressive. But he lost to Neil Magny, so it's like hit and miss. But there's some similar names here. He beat Elizu Zaleski, who Muslim also beat. So this is just such a good fight card for matchups. So many great matchups here, man. But I think Muslim, Salikov, I'm going to pick him. They're similar records. Muslim's a huge favorite. Might be the biggest favorite on the card next to Amanda Lemos, who's coming up next. But yeah, he's 85%, man. So you might want to cash in some money on the Leech because he's a beast and he's coming off that loss to Hamzat, so you know he's going to be hungry for a win. But I'm not sure. I just think the overall well-roundedness of Muslim Salikov with the wrestling, I think he gets it done. So I'm picking Muslim in that one. And we have next in the co-main event. And this is where my example of going with my heart and not my gut is, because I'm picking Michelle, the Karate Hottie Watterson, against Amanda Lemos, hard-hitting Brazilian. She's 83% favorite. Michelle's a 17% underdog. Michelle, she's been having a rough go. She had a canceled bout with Amanda Ribas. She lost to Marina Rodriguez. Another canceled bout with Amanda Ribas. And then she had that win over Angela Hill, which was super, super close. She lost to Carla Esparza, which is hard because Esparza's a great wrestler. She's got another loss against Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and that was pretty bad. She has wins over Karolina Kowalkiewicz, Felice Herrig, and Courtney Casey. Pretty good. She beat Paige Van Zant way back in 2016. Lost to Rose. Lost to Tisha Torres, actually. That's very surprising because they're both like karate specialists. So I wonder how that one went. Decision. Damn it. Very interesting, though. Very, very interesting, man. I want Michelle to win because she's just the hottest. Not the hottest, but she's adorable. She's very cute. She's the karate hottie. She got the perfect nickname for her because she's a karate practitioner who's recently shown that she's got more mixed martial arts. And Amanda Lemos has looked very, very good as of late. She did have that quick loss to Jessica Andrade. Got that standing arm triangle, which we've never really seen before, especially from the women. She got a win over Angela Hill. Canceled bout with Nina Nunes. She beat Miranda Granger, Mizuki Inoue, Ivana Souza, and Montserrat Ruiz. But she's she's been in the UFC for quite a bit, actually. I thought she was newer than that, but her record is 11-2-1. Michelle has definitely got the experience advantage here at 18-9, but man, Michelle just cannot seem to get it going. I really want her to get it going, so I'm picking Michelle in this one. And I usually try to keep these under 20 minutes, but God, I've been rambling. So last but not least, we finally made it to the main event, guys. Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez. Okay? We all know Brian had a great fight against Alexander Volkanovski, but he ultimately lost because Volkanovski is just an absolute monster, and he just failed. He refused to be submitted. He somehow found a way out of that guillotine and got the win, destroyed Brian Ortega, and unanimous decision. I'm surprised. Props to Ortega for making it through the fifth round because that was very hard. He took a lot of damage in that fight, man. But he looked great after that loss to Max Holloway for the title. He looked great coming back after a while, man. He took 2 years off, then he came back and really showed a new wrinkle to his game. Showed improvements in the stand-up against Chan Sung Jung, who retired. I hope you have a great life, Korean Zombie, man. You're awesome. And I hope you can understand me, but you're awesome. And I love everything you did for the sport. You still got the best walkout ever, in my opinion. But yeah, before the Max Holloway one, he beat Frankie Edgar, Cub Swanson, Hamato Moicano, Clay Guida. That's very crazy because Clay's a lightweight, and this is a featherweight bout. Okay. Anyways, it's a hard pick, man. But Brian's 78% picked, and Yair's 22%. Both similar records. Brian's 15-2, Yair's 14-3. Yair lost to Max in his last fight, which was a great fight, but Max, and that shows the levels of this game because Max, it was very close, but he beat Yair, and then to see Volkanovski absolutely destroy Max makes you think if Yair was to fight Volk, you know who'd win, Volkanovski, of course. But also, Volk needs new blood. And I'm not sure how keen he would be on an Ortega rematch. But if Ortega gets this win and another one maybe, he might get back there at the title. And we have for Yair, he's come out that loss to Max. Canceled bout was the beat. Canceled bout with Max. He beat Jeremy Stevens after the no contest to Jeremy Stevens with that accidental eye gouge. He beat Chan Sung Jung, lost to Frankie Edgar. So he may have a wrinkle that Brian can capitalize on in the grappling because we know T City is a great jiu-jitsu guy. The wrestling though is more questionable. I'm not sure if Ortega can use that and get this win, but Yair's got wins over BJ Penn, Alex Caceres, Andre Fili, Dan Hooker, Charles Rosa. This guy is really talented. In the striking, he's super dangerous. This is going to be a great fight. This is going to be a great card. All these fights are so goddamn close, man. I just want to skip so many of the picks because I cannot confidently pick any of these. Really. But I'm going to go with T-City, man. A lot of people are saying they think Yair's going to have the motivation edge because he simply needs to get this win. And T-City's just coming off a title shot. And they think, I don't know why people would say that. I think Brian's got just as much motivation as Yair to get the win here. This is a very important fight. This might be like not a number one contenders fight, but the winner of this could fight on next for a number one contender spot probably. I'm not sure, man. It's going to be great, though. I'm going with Brian Ortega. And then the bonus, how many total strikes will be landed in the main event? I picked 343. I think we see a stoppage in round 3 or 4. But like I said, I would not be surprised if this thing goes 5 rounds and is an absolute war of attrition. But yeah, those are my picks, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Like and subscribe. And stay tuned for after the fight night, fight morning, because prelims start at 11 a.m., so don't miss it. And don't forget that they're starting mad early, because if you go through your day thinking, oh, I can't wait for UFC tonight, by the time you start it, it'll be over. So don't forget, it's at 11 a.m. I'm going to put that in the description so you guys are reminded. But anyways, if you're hardcore fans like me, you're already on top of it. So enjoy the fights and let me know your thoughts and what you think about my picks. And I'd love to friendly debate with you guys on who you think's going to win. Let me know in the comments, or don't. But anyway, see you next time. And be patient. I'm going to try to get this quality going where I can do the screen and thing and blah, 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 and learn all that shit. But Clipchamp is ass from what I've just found out and tried to work with it for. So I'm going to try to find something else. Anyway, wrapping it up. That's Foeonthefights. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes. And have a great one.